Okay, so hello everyone again. Now we will talk about a very interesting IoT network protocol that is called LoRaWan. LoRaWan is here the last in the list. It's actually, we should use the red pen, sorry. Uh, LoRaWan is actually uh, a wide area network uh, protocol which is used for low power devices. Uh, for example, Sigfox is also an example of LoRa. It's also something similar to LoRaWAN, and it is made by France. And this is also a wide area network protocol, Sigfox. So, I mean, the goal is that our low energy devices, these low power devices, those small tiny devices that we used in our IoT network, they are able to communicate over long distance. And how they make it possible, they use the radio layer. It's a radio layer protocol, and it's like the band is quite big, and um, uh, it's like 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz ISM bands worldwide that are used. Uh, so LoRaWAN has made the companies possible so that their IoT nodes or smart devices can communicate over a very large distance. It's like 45 kilometer in the case of a flat train. So this is a quite a big distance. So it's like a low power implementation of a wide area network. The band, as we said, is unlicensed, so the companies don't need to pay millions for buying the bands for the frequency band for communication. It can penetrate into buildings and materials, so the problem of the obstacles is also resolved. This is the frequency band used for this radio layer frequency band that is used can penetrate because it's the range of sub gigahertz. It can penetrate building and materials. It is quite secure. Because we used encryption and all those things, and AES 128 encryption standard is used in LoRaWAN 45 kilometer flatted areas that we already described. It is very suitable for a large number of devices, millions of devices, so that they can communicate over a large area. It's because it can transmit a huge amount of data, so it can support these large number of devices in the net. So the need is also that these devices that we use here are very low power. So because you cannot go and change these so much high number of devices every time, and load the battery and everything and charge them and everything. This is not possible. So the battery life is as much as 10 years even in some of the devices that are using the LoRaWAN IoT protocols. It's very wonderful protocol for such kind of devices with very low power. The data rate is very high. We have already discussed that. So it is so secure that only known devices will communicate with the network. For example, there are three kind of distinct keys in fact that are shared in the network. There is one key especially which is used for which is called the app key, I think, which is used at our node side, and only the node which has this key can communicate with the network. There is other key which is the NWSK key, I think, for the network, and one of the key is kept private, the other is public. So the node will keep the app key as private, and this network key with the node will share with the network. It is kind of a public key, and these two keys are actually making the session active for communication between the network and the devices. So that's kind of a LoRaWAN description, a smart description. It's very wonderful